Between winding canals and silk-soft gardens, Suzhou emerges like a living scroll, painted with emerald strokes and ancient whispers. Have you ever dreamed of stepping into a realm where every stone path, every ripple on the water, and every carved pavilion seems spun from legend? In this narrative, we invite you on a journey through 7 of Suzhou's most enchanting landscapes, each a mosaic of nature's marvels and human artistry, where reality and fantasy entwine. From the grandeur of the humble administrator's garden to the rippling waterways of Tongli, from the modern elegance of Suzhou Museum to the lantern-lit alleys of Shantang Street. From the tranquil lanes of Pingjiang Road to the shimmering expanse of Jinji Lake. And finally to the intimate magic of the master of the net's garden. Suzhou reveals itself as a city of dreamlike contrasts. Prepare to be carried away by stories etched in stone, reflections floating on jade water, and the hushed symphony of tea leaves in the breeze. Humble Administrator's Garden. Spanning over 5 hectares in Gusu District, the humble Administrator's Garden is Suzhou's largest classical retreat and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Designed in the early 16th century, this masterpiece of landscape architecture blends lakes, pavilions, and winding corridors into a harmonious whole. At dawn, lotus blossoms unfurl across the central pond, their pale petals mirrored perfectly in glassy water. Elegant zigzag bridges guide you past waterfalls that whisper stories of ancient poets. Bamboo groves sway in soft breezes, casting dancing shadows on mosaic-tiled paths. Each hidden courtyard reveals a new tableau, moon gates framing jade-green hills, rockeries rising improbably like mountain crags, and lily-floored halls where sunlight drips like liquid gold. Built by Wang Xiancheng, a Ming Dynasty official, the garden's layout symbolizes humility. Water dominates while architecture yields to nature. Over centuries, scholars and painters sought inspiration here, penning poems and brush-painting landscapes that echoed the garden's serene beauty. Many of its pavilions bear names like Hall of Distant Fragrance or Corridor of Spring Persuasion, each evoking a particular mood or season. Wander the flowery brook path at sunrise to glimpse mist caressing lotus leaves. Pause in the hall of listening to the rain as raindrops patter on bamboo roofs, forging a private concert. Join a traditional calligraphy session in the Lotus Pavilion courtyard, where ink and water blend in quiet creation. In autumn, admire the fiery glow of maple leaves reflected in the pond, an evocative contrast to evergreen pines. The humble administrator's garden is a living poem, each step a verse in nature's gentle ode. Tongle, Water Town. Just 25 kilometers southwest of Suzhou, Tongle is often called the Venice of the East. With over 50 ancient bridges arcing gracefully across tranquil canals and whitewashed houses lining stone-paved alleys, this millennium-old town feels suspended in time. Morning fog drifts along the canals, blurring the reflections of carved eaves. Gondola-like boats glide silently beneath willow-draped bridges, their lanterns glowing like fallen stars. In the soft light, red lanterns strung from narrow balconies dance, while potted chrysanthemums dot doorways with pops of autumn gold. Established during the Song dynasty, Tongle thrived as a canal link to the Grand Canal trade network. Elegant mansions, such as the Retreat and Reflection Garden, were built by wealthy patrons seeking respite. Sacred temples like Pyrotech Hall honor local deities, while family shrines preserve ancestral tablets and intricate wood carvings. Embark on a gondola ride at dawn, passing under the famous Seven Bridge, each arch bearing its own legend. Explore the Retreat and Reflection Garden, where rockeries frame koi ponds and tea houses perch on water's edge. Sample local delicacies. Sweet, glutinous rice balls and duck, marinated in fragrant Shaoxing wine. At dusk, join a shadow puppet troupe performing traditional tales along the riverbank. Tongle is a dream of flowing water and moonlit whispers, where time drifts by on silken currents. Suzhou Museum. Adjacent to the humble administrator's garden, Suzhou Museum stands as a modern jewel designed by I.M. Pei. Opened in 2000, its minimalist geometry and white walls echo Suzhou's classical heritage while showcasing treasures of China's past. Sunlight filters through angular skylights onto pale courtyards, where black basalt walls contrast with white plaster in elegant simplicity. Water channels flow through galleries, their gurgling providing a meditative backdrop. Courtyards framed by latticed windows reveal glimpses of calligraphy scrolls and porcelain vases displayed like jewels. Inside, over 25,000 artifacts span dynasties. Song Dynasty ceramics of ethereal celadon green, Ming Dynasty scrolls that capture misty mountains in ink, delicate wood-carved furniture from scholar studios. Interactive exhibits explain Suzhou's storied silk industry and the symbiosis of garden design and classical art. Take a guided tour at opening hour to avoid crowds, pausing before the famed blue and white porcelain. Join a curator-led demonstration of Song Dynasty ceramic glazing techniques. After exploring indoor galleries, step into the adjacent classical garden wing and compare the architectural echoes between ancient and modern design. Suzhou Museum fuses past and present, inviting you to contemplate art as timeless dialogue. Shantang Street. Carved along the Shantang Canal, this bustling pedestrian street stretches nearly 4 kilometers through Gusu district. Established in 825 AD, Shantang Street is Suzhou's first cultural thoroughfare, where history hums beneath neon lanterns. At twilight, rows of red lanterns cast a warm glow onto sapphire waters. Reflections of ancient shopfronts ripple as small sampans drift past. Oak barrels holding rice wine-lined wooden stoops, filling the air with fermented sweetness. Bamboo stools set beneath ornate eaves beckon passers-by to pause and sip jasmine tea. Once an artery connecting the city to Tiger Hill, Shantang Street hosted merchants, scholars, and performers. Tea houses and opera stages thrived here. Local lore passed from storyteller to rickshaw driver. Today, restored Ming-style facades house boutiques selling handcrafted fans, silk scarves, and lacquerware, artisan crafts woven into Suzhou's cultural tapestry. Stroll the canal in the morning light, when fishermen cast bamboo nets for carp. Sample street snacks, sweet osmanthus-scented rice cakes, and savory pan-fried pork buns. In the evening, catch a kunk opera performance in a restored courtyard theater, where sinuous melodies drift over the water like ancient prayers. Shantang Street is a river of living history, its lanterns and laughter carrying echoes of merchants and minstrels. Pingjiang Road, Historic District. Tracing the east side of Pingjiang Canal, this cobblestone lane winds past traditional residences, tea houses, and artisan workshops. Quiet and unhurried, Pingjiang Road captures Suzhou's intimate, everyday charm. Narrow alleys open onto small bridges draped in wisteria. Windows overlooking the canal display hand-painted fan designs. Jasmine vines spiral around red eave archways, filling the air with sweet perfume. Occasionally, a cloaked monk glides by, hand pressed in prayer, adding to the district's hushed grace. Established in the Southern Song dynasty, Pingjiang Road evolved as a hub for scholars and silk merchants. Many family-run tea houses here have remained in the same lineage for centuries, preserving recipes for pea soup and crystal-clear morning tea. Calligraphers set up low tables on stone steps, inviting visitors to dip brushes in ink wells. Begin at sunrise, watching fishermen mend nets by lantern light. Browse lacquerware and embroidery workshops, where masters demonstrate needle and thread dances that birth dragonflies in silk. Stop for a bowl of wonton soup at a 100-year-old tea house, then rent a small wooden boat for a tranquil canal, glide under ancient archways. Pingjiang Road is Suzhou's quiet heartbeat, a whispered love letter from the city's soul. Jinji Lake Scenic Area. In Suzhou Industrial Park, Jinji Lake stretches across 7.4 square kilometers of gleaming water, surrounded by modern art centers, performance halls, and luxury hotels. A 5A rated National Scenic Area, it showcases Suzhou's contemporary Renaissance. By day, fountains choreograph water jets into dancing plumes against glass skyscraper backdrops. At sunset, the Ferris wheel atop the art museum glows in prismatic hues. Palm trees line waterfront promenades where roseate sunsets flicker across calm waters. Evening brings the musical fountain show, water jets soaring in sync with soaring arias. Created in the early 21st century, Jinji Lake symbolizes the city's leap into innovation while honoring its traditions. Nearby, the Suzhou Culture and Arts Center stages Peking operas alongside contemporary dance. Outdoor sculptures by world-renowned artists dot the lakeside, bridging global creativity and local heritage. Cycle the 15-kilometer lakeside path at dawn, breathing in crisp air as joggers pass by. Explore the sculpture garden, pausing to interpret abstract forms in stone and steel. Attend an evening water and light symphony, where fountains pirouette to Beethoven or traditional guzheng melodies. Cap your night with a rooftop cocktail overlooking the lake's glittering expanse. Jinji Lake glitters as Suzhou's modern gem, where water and light compose a symphony of progress. Master of the Net's Garden. Hiding within the city's labyrinth, the Master of the Net's Garden spans just over half a hectare, but unfolds like a storybook of intimate beauty. Built in 1140, it is revered for its ingenious use of borrowed scenery and spatial illusion. A slender canal bisects the garden's core, its koi-filled waters reflecting pavilions perched on slender stilts. Tiny stone bridges arch overhead, while bamboo groves screen hidden walkways. Carefully placed rocks mimic distant cliffs, and moss-covered stepping stones invite barefoot wandering. Named after a retired official who longed for the tranquility of fishing, The garden's layout evokes the sea's vastness in miniature. Ming Dynasty painters immortalized its scenes in scrolls that now reside in museums far from these banks. Each pavilion bears poetic inscriptions, ancient verses that guide visitors' reflections. Traveler activities. Enter through the Moon Gate and watch the garden expand before you in unexpected vistas. Sit in the fishing net loft pavilion and imagine casting lines into the wide sea as breeze stirs painted silk curtains. Attend an evening tea tasting in the Netmaster Hall, sampling rare oolong while lantern light shimmers on water. The master of the net's garden is a whisper of infinity, where small spaces cradle vast dreams. From the hushed reflections of the humble administrator's garden to the silvered whispers of Tongli's moonlit canals, from the serene lines of Suzhou Museum to the glowing lanterns of Shantang Street, from the soft footsteps along Pingjiang Road to the electric shimmer of Jinji Lake. And at last, the delicate embrace of the master of the net's garden. Suzhou unveils itself as a tapestry of living legends, each corner drenched in poetry and possibility. Here, petals drift on jade water like whispered secrets. Stones hold the weight of centuries, and every pluck of the guqin string sends shivers through the soul. Whether you yearn for the echoes of bygone dynasties or the pulse of modern innovation, Suzhou waits to awaken your imagination. If this journey stirred your heart, leave a comment below sharing which place you'd explore first. And don't forget to hit follow so you never miss our next adventure into the world's most enchanted destinations.